invite Miss Padma Shekhar, who is a PAYP teacher at STONEHILL International School. And she'll be talking on ideas on technology integration in teaching and various education processes.
Good afternoon, everybody. A good presentation should be like a women's skirt, long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create interest. So I'm hoping that I'm going to fit into that, make it short, make it interesting. So here I am, Padma Shekhar, a former ICC head of TRIO, and right now wanted to explore going back to the IB curriculum, so went back to teaching. So I'm here to share, a few of my practices. There are so many educators here, and it's such a double bonanza to hear and listen to so many experiences, so many people with their thought processes. So this is just a little drop in the ocean. I'm sure all of you have Wi-Fi on your phones. If you have Wi-Fi on your phones, I would ask you to log into mentimeter.com. I would request you to log into, because that's going to be my first thing that I'm going to give an experience of to you. Mentimeter. It's mentimeter.com, menti.com. And it'll ask you for a code. Please type in. You're already there? Please type in 924306. 924306. I'm looking at gamification. Is it a gimmick? No, it's not, because research has shown that use of animated videos can positively impact a child's development in several competencies. So I'm only going to share some of the experiences of mine as far as teaching ideas go. So I don't know how many of you have used Google Classroom as one of the teaching tools. Anybody using Google Classroom? Thank you, Dr. Srinivas. Google Classroom is a very, very effective tool if you're having computers in your classroom or iPads in your classroom, or when you're doing a class in the computer lab. So this is a platform where you put in all your links, your assessments, your materials. Children can work from home, submit the assignments. You can work from home, clarify, create. You can comment on what you want to give as a comment. In fact, while I was sitting here in the break time, my kids in my classroom had submitted their assignment, and from here I checked it, gave a comment to them, and they would have got the feedback by now. I'm not there, but I'm virtually running the classroom. That is how useful Google Classroom is. Google Forms, these days many surveys come to you through Google Forms. Not only surveys, you can do a short questionnaire, a short assessment using Google Forms. Type in your questions. You have plenty of options, multiple choice, short answers, long answers, and you share it with whomever you want. You want feedback from parents. You want the assessment to be given to your students. You can do that. Get your immediate answers. Your graph is ready. You know how many have got their answers right, how many have not got their answers right. Their pie graph is ready. You can talk to your students. You can do all of that. Padlet is another very useful tool, a one-stop place for storing information for guided inquiry. So when you want students to do some amount of inquiry, it's not right on our part to send them, okay, go find out what it is, because then they're just going to be walking around the grass like a cattle, finding out something to graze. So this is a very good platform where you can store in information just that is required. Students go there, comprehend, and take what they want. I will show you some links if the internet works. So yeah, I've got a hyperlink, so when I'll go and click on that, yeah. TeacherTube, like YouTube, if anybody has used TeacherTube anytime in classroom. I know I'm talking at a level where schools are completely technologically equipped, but we can also use it in the ICT lab. If you have a computer lab wherein you can take your students to that particular class, or they have an exclusive computer lesson, as was told in the previous panel, that people do. Children go and practice keyboard skills. One of those lessons can be on these, wherein you can integrate your subjects into the computer lab, have a talk with your computer teacher, create your Padlet, put all the assignments into that, and students can do their work on that. And similarly, TeacherTube is completely like the YouTube channel, but gives you all kinds of educational videos wherein you can use them in the classroom or in your lab. There's another app called the Stop Motion Video app. Just to give you an example of how we used it in class. So children were learning about continental drift. What happened so many years back? How was the world? So they cut out the continents. They had seen a video on Gondwana, and they put it on a blue background and used the stop motion app. So it's like a slow motion, how the heroes and heroines walk and jump and run. So this goes put together. So every slide is taken. That's how animation videos are taken. So they put them together as every slide. So that gives them a hands-on learning. So that's a very good app that you can use, a very good software that you can use. There's also the green screen app, wherein we can stand. I'm standing right now here, but I can have a background of Taj Mahal here. So we can use the green screen app, where your background is created. You just stand with a green cloth behind you. Later on, you can bring all those backdrops and put it. So our students had used this as a photo booth when they had an entrepreneur day, wherein people could come, click pictures, and they said, we want a spooky background. We want a castle background. So they could do all of this. Goose Chase is a scavenger hunt. I actually wanted to do some scavenger hunt, but because my presentation had to be like the skirt of a lady, short and interesting, I didn't have the option. This is a QR code creator. How many of you go and do Google Pay? Paytm. When you go to shops, we go scan the QR code creator. Your kids can create their own QR codes for documents that they create. So I've got a sample here. I'm just going to try on it if it gets hyperlinked. Okay, now here are your answers that you guys gave to me as digital natives versus digital immigrants. I'm just going to try, and I'm not sure if it'll get enlarged. But I've got plenty of words. I can see knowledge. I can see hard nuts versus soft ones. No clue. Somebody has said, I have no clue what digital immigrants are. It says information. It says updating, smart, valueless versus valued. Make in India. Love you, somebody says. Wow, I love that answer. Bilinguals. And I can see a lot of answers of yours. These are your answers. I'm just going to ask a quick question. Do you think you can use this as a tool to start your lesson, to find out how much a kid knows? A wonderful way to find out what a kid knows. In your computer lab, they find it all very interesting, because if I had actually opened this and kept, you would have seen the words popping up as you were typing in. So it's very interesting for students to see that they have typed in their answers and it's all flashing up here. This is also a very good tool to sum up your lesson if you want to ask them what it is that they have understood from a particular lesson. So I'm only sharing ideas of using technology in your classrooms. This is opened up. Now this is a small question that's been created by a student. Max read 23 pages in one day. How many pages did he read in 30 days? The child created this on a document, went to the QR code creator, created a QR code, shared it with me. Now what I did was, we created a snake and ladder on the floor of the classroom. We had n number of QR codes. The QR codes were stuck on the numbers on the snake and ladder. The kids played with the dice. When they reached each of the, of course I'm talking about students who had iPads in the classroom. So that's a question mark that we need to, but I'm just giving you ideas, because from ideas, spark your creativity, your innovations. So students went, scanned the QR code, they had their notebooks, they had to solve the questions. They played snake and ladder and also solved questions. So they created questions, they solved questions, they used technology, so there was a whole lot of integration in it. I'm going back to my presentation. So Menti.com, like I showed you, an introduction to a lesson or wrap-up. Creating your own blogs. Students in the middle school, high school, they can create their own blogs. Nowadays, students are very, very capable. They have started creating hairstyle blogs, cookery blogs, and whatnot. The digital natives, even if they don't have facility in the school, they may have it at home, and they do create. Creating websites. Puppet Pal is another one which beautifully creates. If you don't have the facility to give it to the students, the teachers, if you have facility, you can create a beautiful animation using puppets to deliver your lessons. It's going to make the engagement of the student really, really very interesting. Virtual learning glasses. The VR glasses, that's the in thing now. If your school can buy a couple of them. We were doing Sharing the Planet. We did habitats. And obviously, we do not have a beach. We do not have, rainforests here where we can take the children on a field trip. So we went into Google 360. We could use VR glasses. Yeah. I have made it short, so I'm hopefully going to wind it up. So this is Padlet. I'm just showing you one example. If it doesn't, then I'm moving on. It's buffering. Now, this is a platform that we created for students to go in and inquire. It's about the creation stories, how world was created in different religion. Everybody has a different belief. So this was a little platform that we created. I will go back to that if it opens up. This I'm not going to speak about because we have so many stalls put up here for usage of technology in classrooms. These are all things that I have used. MindSpark, Scholastic Reading, Seesaw that we use currently to connect school students to the parent community, RazKids, another reading platform, Mathletics, a math online program, just like Hey Math. I'm not sure if it's the same kind or it's different. Voice Meter is another beautiful tool that you can use in the classroom to control voice levels, the noise level of the class. The moment the noise levels go up, if it is on the screen, the meter starts moving forward, so the students automatically get a cue that they have to reduce the noise level. And this was a link that I wanted to show you, but I'm not doing it. I hope I've been short enough.